Hello everyone. I'm David Tell Stories. Today's story is called Strange Children. I stopped talking nonsense and started telling stories. Many years ago, there was a girl named Aurora in Happy Village. Her parents died early and her grandmother raised her hard. When Aurora was 8 years old, she was introduced by the matchmaker and married James from the same village. After marriage, the couple loved each other and lived a happy life. 5 years later, Aurora had not been pregnant. The husband and wife were really worried, so they went around to ask for medicine, but it was useless. Aurora likes children. Whenever she sees those children in the village, she always comes forward to hug them and make them happy. One day, Aurora came back from working in the field and saw the second sister-in-law in the village coaxing the children and playing under the ancient tree at the head of the village. So Aurora came over, chatted with her second sister-in-law, and hugged her second sister-in-law's child. When the second sister-in-law inadvertently asked about Aurora's pregnancy, Aurora was in a low mood, bowed her head and sighed, "Alas, I didn't get pregnant after taking many kinds of drugs. It's estimated that I won't get pregnant in my life." Seeing Aurora's negative appearance, the second sister-in-law comforted her and left with her child. But when Aurora was about to leave, suddenly a fruit fell from the tree and hit Aurora on the head. Aurora rubbed her slightly aching head and found an egg-sized fruit at her feet. After that, Aurora picked up the fruit and without much thought, put it into her mouth and took a bite. It was sour, sweet and delicious. So Aurora ate the fruit. Unexpectedly, when she got home, Aurora felt a bout of nausea and then vomited. Husband James saw him and invited a doctor. Unexpectedly, after a diagnosis, the doctor said that Aurora was pregnant. Hearing this, the couple wept with joy. In this way, Aurora was finally pregnant. From then on, she touched her stomach every day and looked forward to the birth of the child. But a year later, the child was finally born. It was a chubby boy. Aurora and James loved the child very much. As time went by, Aurora and James gradually found that their son was different from other children. He was as old as a 1-year-old child in 3 months. He could run everywhere and speak fluently. When the child is 1 year old, he is as old as a teenager and more powerful than an adult. The villagers felt incredible when they knew it. They all talked about it secretly, saying that the child was too strange. Maybe he was a monster. Slowly, the villagers alienated the Aurora family for fear of being hurt by monsters. Everyone was worried every day. Later, some villagers really couldn't stand it, so they invited a priest. When the priest came, he was surprised to see Aurora's son. Then the priest is ready to destroy the child. At this time, I heard a deafening cry from the entrance of the village. "Wait, no one of you can hurt him." As soon as the voice fell, everyone looked in the direction of the voice. It turned out that the ancient tree at the entrance of the village spoke. The old tree said that he heard Aurora and her sister-in-law chatting under the tree that day. Aurora wanted a child so much that the old tree cast a spell and gave Aurora a fruit. After eating the fruit, she would get pregnant. So why did the old tree help Aurora? Later, according to Aurora's grandmother, when she was young, one day she found several donkeys gnawing at the ancient tree in the village. She looked distressed, so she came forward and drove the donkey away. In this way, she saved the ancient tree. Knowing the truth, the priest nodded and smiled, then turned and left. Since then, no one in the village has regarded Aurora's son as a monster, and people worship under the ancient tree at the head of the village every day. The story ends. After listening to the story, you can express your feelings in the comment area. Daiwei tells stories without horror background music. If you like listening, please like, follow, leave a message and forward. Thank you for listening. See you next time.